I actually, I'm just touching my toes off the ground. I'm a fucking midget. Are you allowed to say that anymore?
Do you course in your podcast?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I like coursing.
And I listen back sometimes and I'm like, that guest was definitely horrified by the amount I coursed.
Nah, you'll be horrified the amount I coursed.
No, that's fine.
You fucking
fine.
bastard.
Hello and welcome back to the Beauty of Truth podcast season 3. I am your host and makeup artist Robyn Byrne. This is the podcast where we aim to have bullshit free conversations, discuss people's careers, why they do what they do and how they get there. In this week's episode I am joined by the hilarious Darren Conway and we are recording this episode surrounded by chicken wings and fabulous cocktails at Ruby's Bar and Grill Point Square. And the reason why we are sitting here in Ruby's is they are in fact the sponsors of this podcast. So if you would like to get some of these delicious cocktails and food, you can head to their website at www.rubies.ie and avail of 20% off your delivery by using the discount code TRUTH20. So some of you may know Darren as he kept us all entertained during lockdown with his comedy sketches on social media. So Darren discusses with me today all things comedy, where it comes from, how it's going and what's next from. I really hope you enjoy this episode and the chicken wings. Oh yeah, okay, right.
So I'll stay here the whole time and not even move an inch? Okay.
Stay exactly there.
Okay.
This is the non-fun podcast.
You just have to stay in this position.
Stay still for the whole thing.
Can I move an inch?
No. I'm only messing. Darren Conway, thank you so much for joining the Beauty of Truth podcast.
No, but
it only took us 7 million years to get here.
it was meant to happen for so long.
For so long. You're a busy man.
I'm not. Yeah, I am.
You
so
are.
far.
Yeah, you were about to say you weren't there.
Because I don't like being like, I'm busy, look at me.
Yeah, but sometimes you just have to acknowledge that it's gone well for you.
It's gone well.
It is gone well.
It is.
I think with lockdowns and pandemics and all, you're one of the few people who managed to salvage your career when the rest of us were losing our careers.
I took people's careers.
You did.
Not on purpose, it was just happened.
I'm pretty sure you got hired in all in Mac for my job, didn't you?
Yeah.
At one point.
I was
You were just
working
out
for
there
Ingla
working
for a while as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been shy.
No, actually, it was alright.
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
I like Mac.
Controversial.
I like Mac.
Yeah.
Like MacBook Pros. Like
Well, I'm talking
MacBooks.
about Mac Cosmetics.
Oh, I was talking about computers.
I was talking about smoky eyes and winged eyeliners.
Oh, like the makeup MUA stuff.
Yeah. I thought you were going to turn into a MUA after all this.
Well, I was going to, but then I was like, can't, like, because I'm too busy.
Yeah. No, but it has been really good for you, though.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, and like doing a bit of research and all for this podcast, an awful lot of people who you've obviously fans from Facebook and when you did Vines and like you're knocking around a few years, but there was a whole new fan base I think came out of lockdown because we all needed like something to I suppose hone in on that wasn't fucking this is the amount of cases tonight and this and that and all. You know,
was
like
just,
it was
away from that.
Yeah, a release, and it was just pure comedy and a bit of crack and I think
of a laugh.
Yeah,
it's the only way to entertain yourself in a lockdown, isn't it?
Well, yeah, like I think sometimes I was like, I feel like this video he's rewatching this himself and finding it funny.
It's just like rewatching and saying, I wish this wasn't me so I can laugh.
No, but it was. So with all of that and the new fans and like you've gone self-employed now.
I have.
Like you've taken the step away.
I took the big step to kind of just go, let's try it.
Was it terrifying?
Not really. Like I think I'll do all right. Like that way, hopefully. But it's a chance you have to take when you're doing that sort of stuff.
And what was that conversation in your head?
Like to be self-employed.
Yeah,
and
to
just
decide.
Like I've been busy, like and like things are looking good and stuff like that. And then I was like, there's no point like delivering 40 hours to a 9 to 5 and not doing that as much. I'd rather put all my energy into doing online stuff and then take it away from the 9 to 5, you know, that way.
Yeah, because I think, like, with this podcast, the aim is to discuss people's careers, and an awful lot of people who listen and an awful lot of people who've been on are, you know, entrepreneurs or people who have gone self-employed and built businesses. And that was one of the reasons as well why I wanted to get you on, because yours is like what you're doing now, like, didn't even exist, you know, 5 to 10 years ago, even 5 years
maybe
ago.
Less.
Yeah, maybe less. It didn't really exist. So I think it's really interesting from a career perspective to delve into the comedy, social media, video content creating and what it takes. Because I think a lot of people, even myself, you know, when I have these conversations, it's about, well, what did you do to make the leap? Because I'm still shitting it and still working because I'm too afraid. So was there a conversation in your head or with your girlfriend or your family at a time when you were like when and how financially?
Like, for years, like, I've wanted to leave, and I actually left before, like, a couple of years ago.
Right.
And I said, like, I'm gonna try do this, like, you know what I mean, and try make a living off it. But, like, at the time, like, there was no, as you said, that didn't really exist, like, you know, that way. So you're kind of going in and trying different things, and, like, it doesn't exist, you know, that kind of way. So I was, like, getting a bit ahead of myself, thinking I could do something, like, even though I was just on Facebook and stuff, like. And I realised there's no work out there for that, do you know that way? And then I ended up going back, like.
Right, that's interesting that you did try it previously. Because I think it's really important. Social media, like, you know, when I know you said on Twitter that you've gone self-employed, like, you've taken the leap. But I think some people will look at that, especially your new following, and go, Jesus, like, he's doing deadly. But actually there was a time when it failed. Of
course, I failed loads of times. Still failing, you know, that kind of way.
What in your head is a failure? What to you is a failure?
A failure?
Like, as in an example of one of those times.
I suppose when I left that time, thinking I could do something, because I kind of believed in it, like, you know, that way.
Yeah.
And then didn't. I think that's a failure. But, like, I don't know what, like, a failure is nowadays, like, you know, that way. Maybe if I do a shit sketch and I'm not happy with it, that could be a failure. Like, where you get kind of a thing where you laugh, like, at the end of it, and you're like, this is going to be great. Like, and everyone agrees that's in the sketch, like, it's going to be epic. And then sometimes you get one and it's like, I don't know what to think of this, like, I don't know what to make of it.
And is there a sketch in your head that when you look back, even on your Instagram or your Facebook or wherever it lives, that you're like, ugh, it's actually not that funny?
Maybe, like, old stuff, like Facebook days, it's kind of like immaturity, do you know that kind of way? And it kind of like, I was different then than I am now, do you know that way? And it's like, it's a bit cringe, it's a bit like, a
scarlet for you.
Like, that's shite, like, I can do so much better now, you know, that kind of way.
But isn't that funny, like, the progress made, like, so as and anyone who's listening, you're like probably going to kill me for saying this, but I went to the very bottom of your Instagram and watched every single video that you created, and it has been a fucking journey. Like, because some of them I was like, oh, like, that wasn't funny, and, like, I'm a big Darren Conway fan. And then some were really old, and I was like, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious.
That's
like,
what it was like, because I was sort of in a thing where I was like just posting for the sake of it. Do you know that kind of way? And it was like, I'll just post something just because, like, it's there, like, you know, that way. There wasn't a thought process behind it. Like, now there's, like, a proper, like, thought process behind creating something, whereas, like, it needs to be good, like.
Well, you become a marketer doing all of this. Like, you don't like that. And I think that's a good lesson for anyone. Like, again, a lot of people listen who, like, have ambitions or are inspired by the guests on. And I think that's another really important lesson. Like, I've noticed as well, like, just posting random makeups or, you know, whatever, it doesn't work. It doesn't grow anything. That, because now
it has to kind of mean something.
Well, like, because now people are, you fucking 3 seconds to entertain someone, like, for fuck's sake, like, do you know what I mean?
I
like,
know what you mean,
like, you literally, like, if you don't grasp someone in those 3 seconds, like, they've scrolled on, like, you're fucking old news, which is so difficult to do. So it is really funny when you go to the very bottom of yours and you say an immaturity, because it was very much for crack.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
I'm right in saying that.
100%. It still is, like, you know. the crack, like, and it just so happens that it kind of grew bigger, like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's kind of doing all right, like, you know, that kind of way. But like, it was just for the crack from the beginning, like.
Yeah. So before we go down the line of like kind of what's next and the process and the acting side of it and all, I feel like, and we had this conversation beforehand, you know, I've listened to all the podcasts you've done. I found out obviously you were actually interviewed by a female, so I don't have that right anymore.
Well, you're the sole female.
I'm the sole female.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, we'll
The
just,
one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that save.
I just done that thing to the camera, broke the fourth wall.
And yeah, so I think a lot of the conversations like have been great because it's about like your content and the process and all. But I would like to know, and I'm so intrigued by people. Like, I obviously wanted you on back, you know, we spoke before Christmas, and yeah, because you're funny and that's great. And if you listen to my podcast, I think that I'm really fucking funny, and everyone is definitely eye rolling every time I say that. But and everyone's gonna be like, you just said that to Darren Conway as well.
You're fucking gas.
Awkward.
Don't be worried.
But I think it's also really interesting to know you as a person in a little bit more detail. What were you like as a child?
That's a weird question. I was a child.
But is it as even like a teenager? I don't mean like a fucking 4 and 5.
I thought you wanted to tell me how, like, when I was in the rotunda and stuff. Like
no.
I suppose, like, I was just.
No, I'll get your man on for that one.
I suppose I was just a weird kid that collected Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards and just was a bit mad.
And were you mad in school? Like in secondary school?
I wasn't like mad as in like, oh, you're getting fucked out of school mad, you know, that kind of way.
Right.
It was just like a messer, you know, that way, and I'd make weird noises in the class and stuff.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
So you really just acted the bollocks.
I just used to entertain myself, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else just laugh at that. So.
But you were, that's what I wondered, like, were you funny in school?
Well, like, people used to like go to me for like to get the crack going. Do you know that way? But there was loads of other people like that too. Like, it wasn't just me, you know, that kind of way. And then, like, but I'd been involved in like messing.
Right,
you know,
okay. And then as you went into, like, you've worked in the pub for 9 years, not 16.
16 years, she said. It's like, I'm only like 18.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah, image of 18.
You said I look 20... 22?
You look your baby face.
I said 28, 29.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the vibe that we were the same age, you see.
Yeah, it kind of, like, you feel that off someone.
Yeah.
That age.
Yeah.
Like a connection of ages.
A connection of ages.
Yeah.
We were in the rotunda.
I didn't really
in
connect
and
with
around
yourself
the same time.
because there's a little tiny little bit of a jump.
Yeah.
Tiny now. Tiny jump. Not a lot.
Just small. But when you've got a lot of confidence now, right? As a comedian, as an actor, where did that come from?
Like, it's suppose it just came from doing videos. Like, I'm confident on camera, but like, I'm quite shy, like, in person, you know, and I'm just going around me everyday life. Like, if I'm in Duns and someone's like, "All right, Darren," I'm like, "How are you?"
And have you had that?
Ah, yeah,
People
like,
recognise you.
Yeah, just like now and again, like, you know, when
Yeah,
you're
just
going from
doing
A to B, I just like see someone that like, "All right, Dazzler." I'm like, "How are you? You okay?"
Yeah. It would be really, really good, I'd imagine, for someone when they see you and then you're just like,
How are you?
like, how are you? Because I think that people expect someone who's funny to be
like,
funny all
just
the time.
on the turning it on all the time. Like.
Yeah, to be switched on all the time. So when you're not on camera, what are you like?
I'll just play the PlayStation and
You're
eat
fucking
stuff.
mad for the PlayStation. Yeah, no, I've only obviously physically met you now, but I know by Instagram and all you're mad for the PlayStation.
I just like chill out, like, you know, go for food, go for drinks, like with the
But as
missus
a
and stuff.
person, like, are you, because you're very clearly very creative, are you someone who's constantly thinking of
The
creative
next,
ideas?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, even when I'm trying to zone out, you're kind of delve into that kind of what would be funny, like, for a video, and, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to kind of like chill out though as well, because like if you overthink situations, it just becomes like a a task more than anything, like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah, yeah.
So you kind of just like have fun with it a bit rather than like burn yourself out, like.
Yeah, because like I often think of like Scott, my boyfriend, would love to be an actor, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, why isn't
is
he
trying
then?
to be TikTok famous. Had a
should
video
be.
that nearly hit 1 million views
No way.
on TikTok. It was
You have to show me that.
yeah. He basically he just did a dance that we were pissing ourselves laughing at in the kitchen, and I said post that, and it fucking
Blew up.
like. But isn't that the funny thing about it?
Yeah.
Is that, like, I'm sure you've had those moments, like like what has been one of those moments where you post it and you go like, I'll just put it up, and
Like the GIF video was like, we were discussing after that was out and it was edited and we watched it. We were like, I don't really like it, you know, that way. And
right.
there's no real punchline here and all, like, you know, that way. Like, even though we don't do punchline comedy, there wasn't really anything in it to us that like stood out. And I was like, sure, we post that anyway? And then he posted it and it just like went boom, like, you know, that way.
Yeah,
like, it done
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really good, like, and we were shocked, like, and then the more we thought about it, it
Get
was
to
just
see it one.
yeah,
Yeah, it's clown
it was
one.
just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the more we thought about it was like the concept is actually the comedy, like, you know, like the
yeah.
the idea of it
It was so
as a parody
fucking
is
funny.
just like, because it's just mad.
Yeah.
And that was the comedy, and it wasn't like, it was what we were saying too, like, but it was just the scenario was just a bit mad. It worked, you know, that
Yeah,
way.
because I like that with Scott's video. Like, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually, and I was in the middle of doing the washing. He's a pair of slippers on him, and this is so funny how the internet works. Like, he has like old man slippers on him,
Yeah.
and the comments underneath it were people trying to sell slippers. So if anyone wrote a comment to say like, love your slippers, man, or whatever, there was slipper companies
Under that.
And I was like, listen, could you start paying the mortgage on the slippers, please? Like, that
Yeah,
would be
yeah.
fucking great. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, let's
Why
do
doesn't he
more.
just do
Let's
like
get that.
shitloads of slipper videos and then like call himself Slipper Man, and then like he'd just get like 17,000 billion followers.
Oh my God, gas! Imagine Slipper Man is coming soon.
Slipper Man.
Slipper Man.
The movie.
Yeah, it's got something
starring
like
Scott.
fucking deadly.
Sort
Darren
of.
Conway gave me my idea, and now I'm making a fortune. He literally,
Gives a
and
few bob out of that.
in the same week, Avery had posted, my little one had posted a video of her doing makeup, copying me, and that got way more views than anything I'd got. And Scott was like, listen, Robyn, anytime I said that, and me and Avery aren't doing shit around this house. We're fucking paying the mortgage now. Like, I was like, but it's so funny how something like that blows up.
It's mad. Like, it's the things that you really don't think of are the ones that do well. Like,
Yeah.
like the ones that are like just out of the blue, and it's so like it'd be something basic. Like, it's mad. It's
Yeah,
like, so,
'cause-
like I think like just being basic is funnier than really thinking something through, like, to a mad extent. Like,
Yeah, because I think overthinking comedy especially
Yeah.
is when it starts to dilute it and it gets
Yeah.
a bit, ugh.
I think making it as simple as possible is it works, like,
Yeah, yeah.
so far anyway.
And in terms of then, so you've gone from, you know, having the crack, you know, with the lads, putting together these videos, putting them out, them doing well, and to now actually going self-employed, making a career out of it. So anyone who's listening who doesn't know you, what is it that you do? What are we calling this now?
Yeah.
Because that, as we said, that career didn't exist.
I don't know what
So-
to call it. Like, people call it like an influencer and all, obviously, but like, I don't see myself still as like an influencer that influences someone to buy a product. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
I feel like if I do like a paid partnership with a brand, it's like the brand is in it, but it's still the same. Like, and I
It's
try
still
not
your
to
comedy.
like. I try not to like sell out, if you get me, because like there's loads of people that say sell out now because you've done this and that. And it just doesn't make sense, because like you have to fucking make a living, like.
Yeah, because there's two things there that I want to really discuss with you.
Yeah.
And one is being influencer side of things, and to the sellout side, because I think, and they probably go together in the same
Yeah,
conversation.
of course, yeah.
But I think with I remember Blind Boy listening to an episode of his podcast, and he started doing the Patreon page where he's like, oh, look, if everyone was to give me the price of a pint, I can continue to make content, because people love it. And if you went away, people would be annoyed. Like you
yeah.
took a little break there, I think, for a few months, and I remember seeing comments of people being like, "We missed you, Darren. Like, we actually missed you. Like, you know, like people are waiting on your, like, through lockdown. Like we were, like it would be like Darcy would be like, oh, Darren has a new video," and we'd all like go into the fucking same room.
That's like someone going on a holiday from work. It's not that way. It's just like, need to chill.
Yeah, you need to take a break from it, especially when it's creative, because I totally agree with that. Yeah. Like I mean, lockdown, even for me, was good to stop doing makeup for a while, so you're not churning out the same shite all the time.
It's important to chill out, like.
Yeah, definitely. But I think when you then are creating content now that's paid for, this is my argument. There's taking a break because you need it.
Yeah.
But then there's also, you want me to keep making this content. Yeah. But what do you want me to do for free? I can't live off of this.
Exactly. Like I enjoy like doing it. So like when you get these opportunities to work with a brand or an agency or whatever, like it pays the bills, like, you know, that way.
You're not gonna say no.
It's not like I'm just doing all that branded stuff and like there's no like original stuff. Like I do like that, and then I drop a sketch, like, you know, that kind of way. And it still works, like, and I think people accept that. Like, fair play, like he's doing that and that, like, you know what I mean? And it's not just oh yeah, he's making money and he's just like fucking off, like. Yeah,
because I think there's a line of, I need to make this point because obviously on my podcast I talk about influencer side of things, right? Yeah. And I have a very love-hate relationship with that, because I understand that it's now a marketing tool that exists, that no matter how we all feel about it, people are going to get paid to do shit.
I don't think like there's influencers and then there's influencers, like, you know what I mean? There's two different types, I think.
And that's what I want to know, because I want to really know your deep opinion on that, because you've done obviously the video with Ruby's in here in Ruby's. We're in Ruby's.
But it's still a sketch, like. Do you
get me? Yeah. And it was really
Ruby's
funny.
Is there, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't heard that, or hasn't seen that video, you know, like you're talking about influencer discounts.
Yeah.
So what is like, forget about paid partnerships and the sketch. What's your opinion on it?
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me at all. Like, you know, that way, fair play to anyone making money online, like whether you're in Love Island on a bikini, whatever.
Yeah,
Fair play if you can swing it, like. You created that yourself, like, you know, that way.
Yeah,
and if it pays, like, well done.
Yeah, because for me, it's more the responsibility that goes with it. In terms of like what you're saying is like, you know, like, put it this way: I haven't seen you do like a paid partnership where either you're shoving it all down our necks, or it doesn't relate to your brand. I think where people get confused and get annoyed is when Mary is selling me fucking
bath bombs
and then fucking protein shakes, but then is selling me burgers, and that, you know, like, and you're like, what the fuck?
What's your goal here? Like,
I think it starts to look like greed sometimes.
It's like money.
Yeah, but then do you think as this goes on, because this is going to get big for you in terms of that, because it is kind of like the Hunky Dory ad.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think this is it. I think I'm done now.
No,
I think there's no more work out there for me.
Stop.
I'm joking. I hope so.
I know, Darren, there is.
I hope so.
No, I think there is. What do you think is the future then?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm just happy to keep doing it, like, you know, that way, and see where it goes. But I want to be in a film.
Do you?
I'd love that, yeah.
So you want to be an actor?
I've always wanted to be an actor.
Right.
I just took this fake influencer route.
So you're...
It just took.
I'm just
happened.
Going to get paid for fucking
burgers
and
chips.
Do
a few paid partnerships with Purcell non-buyer and try sell that to someone. In a sketchy way.
In a sketchy way. But this is the thing where I think people love it, is that it's not like just a picture of you in a bikini selling me fucking...
It's not really like, look at me pecs, because I don't have them. It's all flab.
Stop. But I think that it's really relatable, and when you put comedy on it, it makes it even more like easier to process and absorb.
Yeah.
You know, but when it's, you know, I think if it started to go down the route of like, here's a bottle of fucking...
That will never happen.
Will it not?
Never.
So do you think down the line, because as I said, I do think it'll get big for you, do you think there will come a time where you say no and you pick and choose what you want to do?
I'd like to be able to do it, but at the moment you kind of have to. Like, I still turn things down, don't get me wrong. Like, if it doesn't make sense to me, I'll turn it down. You know that way? Like, I'm not out for money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm out to just survive and keep doing it. But, like, it has to make sense.
Yeah. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I think influencers and just the generalisation of them sometimes need to
Like, if
keep
someone
that.
got onto me and asked me to promote face cream, like, I'd be like, no.
Well, you've lovely skin.
Oh, no, yeah, I don't even moisturise.
Do you know?
No.
Darren.
And it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, listen to a few episodes. There's a few.
Someone said I have nice eyebrows.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Do I have nice eyebrows?
Yeah.
Thanks
yeah,
a million.
lovely. But boys have lovely eyebrows.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah. Like big bushy eyebrows.
Big bushy oaks.
Yeah, lovely.
Like branches.
Yeah, you should do. I think you need to do like a makeup influencer
Character.
bit of content. You
Like
can call it Robyn.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, that's me.
I'll be like, method acting.
Yeah, love
like,
that.
Get deep into the character and go to Mac and get a job and come back and be like, what's up?
Oh my God, stop it. That would be gas. If I was still working for them, which I'm not, I'd hire you.
Definitely.
But in terms of acting, you wanted to always be an actor. So
always, yeah.
What did you do though?
Like, I went and done like the Gaiety and stuff like that.
Oh, did
and
you?
I used to be always in my head, I'm like, gonna be an actor, I was gonna get in something, like, and it just never happened. Like.
But what do you think stopped you?
Probably like back then I was very, very like shy, like, you know, that way, and I couldn't play up to anything, or I felt I didn't believe enough in myself to do acting. Do you know that kind of way?
Right.
But like nowadays I can like develop these characters and stuff, and like I believe in that, like, you know that way. So it's meant to be maybe to do paid partnerships for the rest of my life.
Yeah. But if you could go into acting now, what kind of route? Like comedy acting?
Yeah, like something like The Bleeding Young Offenders or something, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something, like I used to love like the van and the snapper and stuff like that. Sorry, will I say that again? Because I'm at the brushing off your microphone.
It's fine.
I used to like love the van and the snapper and all them Irish films, like, you know what I mean? And I'd like to, like, myself and Joe were always talking, like, I'd love to just make something like that. You know, like something that's like makes sense and goes with Ireland, and, do you know, that kind of way.
Yeah,
keeping it like the same as sketches, but an hour and a half long.
Yeah,
and a film, like, you know, that way.
I think that would definitely come up down the line. Definitely. And the characters, right? So you obviously, do you write or do you?
I do write. Like, sometimes I don't have the attention span to write. As I said, I can't even watch telly sometimes. I'm like, need to do something else.
Yeah.
Doing something else, like, another way. But the what were we saying?
I'm after losing my train of thought
Did you
now.
ever get that? When you just like talking, listen. What were we talking about?
Talking about making movies like the van, the snapper.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Fucking hell.
But there
What
was
is
something
wrong
else
with us?
after that.
There was.
How are you doing? Welcome to the Robyn MUA podcast featuring cocktails and chicken wings.
Oh, stop.
Look at them yolks. Dripping.
Do you want to try one of these cocktails?
Yeah, will we have a little
Yeah,
shot?
let's have. I'm going to take. Oh, there's straws, isn't there? Right. We're going to try the Ruby's cocktails. I think I can't remember what
What's
they're called.
this one?
That's Life's a Beach.
Life's a beach.
Life's a.
It's
Oh,
pretty
fuck.
full, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck. Hang on. Oh my God.
Right, that's enough for me. I don't even
Yeah.
drink. I
Darren.
don't drink.
You don't drink?
No, I'm straight edge.
No,
No,
you
look, do you ever see CM Punk? No CM Punk? I'm straight edge.
Stop.
No.
No.
I like a gargle and a
Yeah.
few smokes.
A few smokes. And what do you do
They're lovely.
when you're creating characters then? Like, if you don't have the time or the capacity to sit down and write, like, do you just talk it out? Like, what is that process?
We just kind of like improv, like, you know, that way. But I just like, you don't even be sitting there thinking of an idea, you know, that way. It just happens. Like, it's like you just text and they're like, do you remember you used to like play Pogs or something like that? And we're like, oh yeah, we need to do a sketch about that. And then we like, be good if like you done this and I done this, and then it just go out and do that, like, and then we just like wander with it when we're there, and it just kind of happens.
Yeah,
Know that
yeah,
way?
yeah. And with you've kind of got like a little team around you now. So I suppose as well then, for anyone listening who wants to do similar to you or has that creative edge, like how did that gather around you? Because you've got, is it Gerard Walsh,
and
then
Joey McGuckin.
Yeah. And then obviously you've got other added characters that come
Killian
in.
and Frankie.
Are they the guys who are the guy who was the hippie
Yeah,
in one of
that's
the
Killian.
videos? Fucking gas.
He's a hero.
Oh my God, that video.
I'll
But-
chop your fucking head off and put you in a bag and fuck off.
Yeah. and then you were fucking the part where he's walking off and you're like, you've
Yeah.
two parents and all.
Kurt Cobain, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was all really, and then when you were calling him a hippie and a rocker and all, like it is really nostalgic because
Because like it happened. I remember wearing a Nirvana. Was it? No, sorry, it was a Slipknot T-shirt, and I got it in the Fairly House market when I was about 12.
Gas.
And someone like started shouting at me saying, "Kurt Cobain, you fucking rocker, you." And I'm like, Kurt Cobain has nothing to do with Slipknot.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
some fella in a fucking Air Max tracksuit going 90, like.
yeah.
Fucking Kurt
But,
Cobain.
but we all like that's what I mean. It's really nostalgic. Like loads of the videos are like that was like our childhood.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like when you and then I was like, you know, just there's so many little ones. The obviously Snack Box crew, and then like I know Scott and all the lads like go on Ronaldo, like all those like little catchphrases that have kind of like they're creating a brand for you really from a you know, I know you don't see it that way because it's comedy, but I can tell you now the agents who are going to come knocking and all of that, they're like, all of this is branding. And unfortunately,
I know.
That
and
is,
everything's gonna be branded, but fuck it.
yeah, you'll have T-shirts and all just saying "Go on, Ronaldo"
Yeah.
and all. But with that team of people, how did that happen? Like, how did you meet Joe?
I put up a story on my Instagram, and I like was asking like, is there any like filmmakers out there that want to get together and do some sketches? Like, because I wasn't doing anything. Like, it was all on my phone, like, you know, that way.
Right.
And I wanted to create like proper sketches, like the boys do, like Foil Arms and Hog and
Yeah,
all that way.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'd love to do something like that. And Jer just got on to me. It's like, I could do that for you, but I followed Jer already, and I seen he worked with Farmer Michael and stuff like that.
Right.
And I said, yeah, and we went out and we done one. And he popped me and Joe into a WhatsApp group. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, I think the two is just do a video, like, you know, that way. And I was like, yeah, definitely, like, because I know Joe as well, like, you know, down through the years and just, like, being around, like, you know, that way.
And do you know him through this industry?
Yeah, more or less, like, yeah,
Okay.
pretty much,
It's
like.
very funny.
Yeah,
Very fucking funny.
nice one.
Like, really funny. I actually, when I went the video of the, where you are knocking for each other, is it?
Yeah,
The,
they coming out to
are
play.
you coming out fucking
Like, the kids
gas.
are in there and have a wife, like, and
Yeah, like it's so funny. But do you sit down and just chat that out? What's that look like?
just on WhatsApp, just back and forward, a couple of voice notes, and then we're like, yeah, let's go out on Wednesday and record that, and then we just talk about it for ages, and then like it's more like just I'm gonna have another smoke, and then like I'm gonna have another one, and then it's like, all right, do you want to start now? And then we just start, and then it just goes from there, really, you know.
Yeah, because I want to talk about where you obviously you want to be an actor, but in terms of those videos and that content, where that's going to go with you as a group. But before I do, there was something as well that you were talking about when people say sell out, like.
Yeah.
And obviously you're based on online, right? And just actually from doing this podcast, I've had so many people on who have dealt with, Jesus, can you hear your one in our
Who the
fucking
fuck is
trolley? Fuck off, Mrs. We're recording a podcast.
We're doing a podcast. Go up the guns there.
But fucking lost my train of thought now again because
You're
you're on
talking
our
about
trolley.
people being a sellout.
Yeah,
It's a horrible word.
Horrible word, right? So, and this comes in so many different forms. Like, I think personally, and I'm just gonna fucking say it, like people getting off a fucking bee in their bonnet and get a bit jealous. Sometimes when they see, I do think that's like a thing where like they want you to remain in the box that you're in because that's how they found you, you know, you're not making any money. And I do think that there sometimes is a culture where people just, and then there's the opposite. There's all the fans that
Like,
are
well
like,
done, brilliant, and
and just comment underneath and are like, that's fucking deadly, you know, like, so. But what I was saying was, yeah, is with this podcast, there's been an awful lot of people, influencers on, who have dealt with, and I mean like horrific bullying and online trolling and like that. They get bigger gigs and people hate them for it rather than it grow. Have you had to deal with any trolling?
not really, like, to be honest. Like, you'd get the odd little message, like, saying, oh, sell out and all, like, but I think it's more in a humorous light as well, because it could have a laughing face behind that. Like, it's never like anything drastic where I'm like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah.
But I don't really read much DMs, like, not that way.
Okay.
Like, I don't bother with it.
Do you know?
No, not really, like. The email is on the page.
Yeah.
It's not that way, like.
If you really want, well, that's why I didn't DM you, because anyone who has loads of following, like, they just, I think, get too many, and you can't get in touch with anyone through DMs once they've loads of following.
Yeah.
But Jesus, our fucking emailing back and forth is about 25 emails long.
It's literally like a logbook of emails.
But
Isn't that a bad idea?
yeah, I want to try this one. So you're fucking taller than
do
me.
you want that one?
Oh, it's dripping.
It's all over the chicken wings, Robyn.
Oh fuck! Oh,
What's that one?
a bit fizzy or something. It's lovely.
It's all over.
Strawberry. Oh, that's the No, not Michael Collins. Tom Collins.
Mick Collins, 1916. Yup.
No, that's Tom
Collins,
Collins.
yeah.
Yeah, not Michael Collins.
Who's Tom Collins?
Oh, I don't
I've
know.
heard of loads of them Tom Collins cocktails.
I don't know. We'll have to ask the Ruby guys. And
Who
the
is
Ruby
Tom
guys are
Collins?
saying they don't know.
Some fella that used to come in here and order a platter of wings, and his name was Tom Collins. So we decided to make a cocktail after him. He loved strawberries as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Strawberry Collins.
Oh,
It's not
Strawberry
even,
Collins.
Where did I get Michael Collins from?
Because I said that
Oh,
at the
yeah,
first,
fuck, yeah.
Mick Collins.
Mick Collins.
Eamon De Valera and the boys. Know them?
Yeah, a few of them.
That sound.
Yeah, mad sound.
I used to hang around with them.
Did you? In Finglas?
Yeah, back in the 1900s. Is
Yeah.
it the 1900s? Was it?
Early 1900s.
1916 and
There
all.
you go.
You up the GPO?
Were you good in school? Like, academically?
No.
No.
No, I was shit. I done LCA.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Do you know LCA?
Yeah.
Done that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. So,
I
because...
was destined for failure.
What do you mean by that?
I was just shit in school. I failed everything.
And were you set up to feel that way, do you think?
Not really, like, no. It's just like, I was just a lazy bastard.
Because I don't think that you're not intelligent.
Yeah.
I think you're creative, and
I wouldn't be articulate.
it would. Yeah, and it's. I was really, really shy in school.
Yeah.
I got 200 points or something in my leaving cert. Like, really shy
I
in
got a
school.
distinction for doing crosswords and painting pictures. And that's how I passed my leaving.
Fuck off.
No, well, it was a bit of sums and all, but it was like 2 + 2 and stuff.
Stop.
And I still struggled. I was like, is it 5? No, like I was in the normal class, you know, the like ordinary level and stuff like that, and then there was just too many books. So I went to the vice principal. I was like, can I do LCA, because my back is sore.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't think that it's like
Yeah, it's not
anything
like-
got to do with your intelligence.
Yeah, it was just being lazy.
Yeah, and I think like loads
An
of
easy route, like.
yeah, loads of young people and young fellas like take that route. But I also think when you're creative, it's really hard to motivate yourself to do those things.
Yeah, it is.
And in terms of then politics,
Yeah.
so, and I know you get asked this all the time, but in terms of the Yup Sinn Féin, what happened there?
That was just like one of them things that I was saying earlier about, like, the simple things just catch on, not that kind of way. And that wasn't even an intentional thing. It just happened, you know, that way. I don't know how it happened. It just spiraled into
Yeah,
this
because you
thing,
and
like,
Mary Lou have like the absolute banter on Twitter.
we're best mates.
Yeah, like that's a podcast now I would fucking love
That's
to
going to
hear.
happen.
Defo make that happen.
That's going to
Because
happen.
that would be fucking gold.
I have her on WhatsApp.
No, you don't.
I do have her on WhatsApp.
No, stop it.
Yeah, I swear.
Stop it. I want to see our icon picture
It's just her like that.
with the Sinn Féin flag.
Yeah, and Jerry Adams and the boys.
But this is the thing, right? So when you go down through your Instagram and your social channels, there was there's a bit of a Sinn Féin like theme. Are you educated on politics?
No,
At all?
not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest.
Having a brace.
So, there was like, I think there was a piece went out, like a news article about it.
Yeah.
And it basically, like, they were saying, like, you literally, like, got them votes because young people who didn't bother with politics were probably like, oh, Darren Conway is, like,
Sinn Féin.
cares about this
Yeah.
in your own comedic
To
way.
me, it was just another piece of content. It was just a laugh to me.
That's so funny.
Like, I hate politics. It doesn't entertain me whatsoever. I haven't a braze about it. I don't even watch the news, like.
But
I didn't even know Corona existed till last week. And I just seen loads of people wearing masks.
Wear a mask
And I
and
was
you're
like,
what the fuck's going
are
on?
we going to Quasar or something? Do you know what I mean?
So, because do you think though there's a gap then in what you're doing that in a really, really fun comedic way that you can educate young people, because you've got, and I know that's like really deep and it's probably not it's not what you do at the minute, but do you think it's something you would ever consider?
Nah.
No.
No, I just couldn't be bothered. Like,
Yeah.
It's just,
Fuck the young people and their education.
someone else can do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll make you laugh, hopefully, but I won't educate you, like.
And where from this point of going self-employed, taking that leap, I know you talked about you wanting to be an actor, but in terms of your own work now, like the Hunky Dory's ad, like that's huge. Like that was a really big step in your career. How did that happen? Like, what's the interaction to get that going?
I got an email and they asked me would I audition for it because they think that I'd suit like the character or the direction it wanted to go in, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And they sent me over like the brief for the Hunky Dory thing and what they wanted and this character and everything else, and I done an audition. I got Jer out to actually record it in my kitchen, and he actually like turned it on like a sketch, and we made it into like a sketch audition thing. And
very good.
he actually like crinkled the crisp in the audition, and it changed. Like he just like done something. We got like a toothpick at a regular crisp.
Oh my god!
And like start
you
shaking
haven't posted
it.
this, though, have you?
No,
Oh,
but I'd
please
like
post
to.
it.
I'm gonna ask them. Can I? Like,
Can you?
I'll be
Yeah.
like, But that was basically it. Like, and Jerry was like, "There's no way you're not gonna get this because it's just mad."
Yeah,
like, Look
yeah.
at the thing we went to do it. Like what we actually went to do, and they got back to me and they asked me to do another audition, and this was like over Zoom, and I was just in me granny's kitchen, like my mom's kitchen. And I was doing the second audition, and this guy, Chris, his name was, he's like the director. He was in London, and he was like, "Can you like get really angry, Darren? Get really angry." And I was like, "You fucking crinkle, you fucking bastard!" No, and like that was just constant for like 15 minutes. And I felt a bit embarrassed or something. I was like, "That's like, is that it now? I probably won't hear that and back, like, you know, that way."
Yeah.
And they just like got onto us then like the next day, like Fish Pond, you know Fish Pond, that do the casting. Like they
No.
put up different projects they cast for in Ireland.
Oh right, okay.
It's like and they like emailed me saying that I got it, like, and then I didn't hear anything back for 2 days after that, and the shoot was supposed to be like in 2 or 3 days from that email, and I was like, what's going on? And then like it happened.
And was it strange then being on set out of your, like, that's probably a bit out of your comfort zone? Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I was like on a set in Ardmore Studios in Bray.
Yeah.
And there was like 30 people maybe in there, and like it was a big setup. Like there was like proper production, you know, and it was a bit weird. Like it felt weird, but I just like I just turned it on and didn't really think about everything around me, and just like went into this like cabin thing that was a set design that you see in the ad,
Right,
It's just
okay.
placed in the middle of a big, huge room, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I was in there just screaming at crisps for 13 hours.
And then afterwards, right, so for then the financial side of this, does there need to be loads of those jobs, or do they pay well enough that you can do them sporadically and still work on your own content? Because that's what would worry me. Like if I went out on my own, and I know this is the type of thing, like people, when they go self-employed, you have to do a lot of the work that maybe is out of your comfort zone, or that you don't want to do. I'm not saying that you don't want to do that, obviously you did, but you know what I mean in general. Is there enough work, and does it pay well enough?
Yeah, it pays.
Not ask now for like your fucking bank
Figures.
statements and accountants.
I made €150,000 last week. No.
No, 'cause you wouldn't be here fucking talking to me if
Yeah,
you did.
I would. Are you mad? Of course I would. I don't make anywhere near that. Jesus Christ, imagine. But yeah, it's just like it takes you over, you know. It's like doing a 9 to 5 and you get a payment for it in a week, but you get it in a month.
Yeah, because
And it could be only one.
Pain in
It
the
could be
half.
one a month, but it still pays your rent, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
Or half your rent even. But yeah, it's different. It varies. I still don't know me worth, you know, that way.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to crack. How much you ask for is maybe if you haven't had an agent, they'd know.
And you don't have an agent.
I don't.
So calling all agents.
How are you doing? Give us a not a paid partnership. What is it?
Right, Darren, we got it. You want all the paid partnerships.
No, I don't want any more then. I want a sub of this.
And I wanted, this was my favourite one. We'd be locked going home. What's your girlfriend's name? Aisling?
Amy.
Amy's going to be fucking fuming.
I'm going to get into the car and go, Matt, they're having 33 points of Foster's and Tilburg.
And you know the characters that you create, are any of them real? Or are they all fictional?
Mainly fictional. I don't know what it is. It just it just happens, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
As I said, it's just mostly improv. Whatever comes out, comes out. The bad stuff stays out and the good stuff stays in.
Yeah, and then if you're going to do, let's say you get into acting and you have to learn a script.
Yeah.
How do you think you'll find that?
I do struggle with learning scripts.
Yeah, I thought that might be...
Yeah, I do struggle with it, but I never give myself enough time to learn it. Not that way. I'm always I look at this the night before and then I go in, I'm like, I can't remember the lines. But the one for the Crinkler was a full script. And I learned that, so it should be all right.
Yeah, so you can do it. It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
I just need a bit of time to study it, and if it's for something that's big-ish, I can just crack into that and not worry about anything else.
yeah, because you're not working in the pub now, so now you have 40 hours a week.
I've too
that
much
you
time
didn't
on my
have.
hands.
Yeah, are you finding that strange? I'm finding that strange having like yesterday I had off.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's Monday. I've worked every Monday for I don't know how long. And I know during lockdown it didn't really count because we were all off.
Yeah.
But now that people are back to work to some degree, I'm like, yesterday I was really
Yeah.
what'll I do today?
It just fill your time, isn't it?
Yeah, play the PlayStation.
And if you don't have anything to do, don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's not that way,
Yeah,
Don't always keep...
I'm really bad for that though.
So am I, to
I'm
be
really
honest.
bad for
Yeah.
that. I'll start fucking... Scott will come home and I'll have painted the bathroom or something like.
You just have to keep going.
Yeah, I'm just one of those people kind of doing the podcast, going partly self-employed, working, having kids, you know, just to keep busy.
That's it.
But with stand-up comedy, you've done stand-up comedy in the past, have you?
I've done 2 gigs, yeah.
Yeah, and how did you find that?
I didn't like them.
No, when you listen to podcasts with comedians, it's it seems very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest people on the planet just can't do stand-up. And then some people who do stand-up couldn't act,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I don't like stand-up. I don't like performing stand-up.
How did it go when you did it?
I feel so uncomfortable. It's it doesn't even make sense, you know, that way. It's
Sorry.
Footsie.
Yeah, sorry, keep
it's no
playing
problem.
footsie. Sorry, Amy.
But Yeah, it's different, like, you know, because obviously with the sketches you have like as many takes as you want, but like in stand up you have to just perform it once. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
But like, I felt it very daunting. Like,
Yeah, I would. Well, I would. I'm hardly going to get up and do a fucking stand-up comedy.
You might want to.
But yeah, I can imagine that standing, because you're on. It's nearly like recording something like this live. Like you can't kind of like take a minute and go like, I can't go down, just get a sec there now, and I just fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but
that could be funny live too, where you just go, oh, I need a break because like I'm worn out and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, how are you?
Yeah,
where are you
well,
from?
See there,
Is that how
you're
it works?
quick like that though. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that could work for you. How like how many years ago did you do stand up?
I'd done a gig like 3 years ago. No, maybe 2, just before the pandemic in Fibbers. You know Fibbers?
Oh, Fibbers, yeah.
It was with like the Hardy books, like, and
gas.
there was all like Fred Cook and stuff like that were on the stage, like, and Kevin McGarrihan, and like they're good, you know what I mean? And I'm not a stand-up comedian, and I was up after them, and I was like, oh god.
But pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, like, is also how you learn and grow, and you realise what's for you and what's not.
But I basically like got up and it wasn't even a stand-up routine. It was just, didn't even know what it was. I was just like looking for things to say on the spot, like,
funny.
And it was just not good.
That's gas. Well, not gas, because awkward for you, gas for all of us.
What can you do?
And I remember listening to a podcast that you did. I can't remember which one it was, but you talked about not being taken seriously at some points. Do you feel sometimes because you're in comedy that's happened in the past?
Like not being taken serious because I'm not a stand-up comedian?
No, just in general, like in either in general life. Because, you know, like we were saying earlier, if you meet someone who's like a comedian, like they expect you, like people expect you to be on all the time, you know, but like, is it the opposite then with some people that you're not taken seriously?
I can't even remember saying that before.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe you were talking about like in school or
maybe,
you know, something like that. Because if you're a bit of a messer all the time.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
do you know what I mean? Like
people just expect you like to be funny, and like he doesn't have another layer where it's just normality, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I suppose like it's mainly just lads, like young fellas, like outside shops that probably think he's fucking mad. Know what I mean? Yup, all this, and all. And I was like, how are you?
Yeah.
But like I try and be like obviously nice about it. I'm like, live up to it to a certain extent, like. Yeah,
because I mean there will be that, like, and the bigger it gets,
the
more people expect from you in terms of like when they meet you. Like, I know, like if I met Jared Butler before, right? Now I know he's not, but I'm just using him as an example, right? And we met him in a bar in Malibu in America, and he was fucking legless, like a proper Scottish, absolutely melody. Had grown this huge beard and hair so that nobody recognised him, buying us rounds of drinks and all. And like, I was like, I fucking love him. With us for the night, like. Now,
really?
Yeah, with us for the night. Like, I've pictures of us all like hanging out with him and all.
Amy loves him.
Singing karaoke and all, like. But there is a thing, and then I've met other celebrities and they're fucking arseholes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like, it's funny because it as it grows for you, and social media, like as you said, you find it hard to sit and watch a film now, right? So imagine there's actually probably more people scrolling through social media than there are sitting down and watching films, and there hasn't been any fucking new films made in nearly fucking 12 months. I'm cursing fucking, so much.
Fucking 30 fucking years fucking waiting on a fucking film. Yeah. Fucking hell.
So who inspires you in terms of comedy and actors?
I suppose I just a kind of Tommy Tiernan maybe, and
I love Tommy Tiernan.
The boys, Dave
Did you watch Jerry Girl?
McSavage. Yeah, no. You know, I watch bits of it, like.
You'd like it, I think.
You know me attention span.
Yeah.
But Dave McSavage, like, you know the Savage Eye?
No.
Do you know Limmy? Scottish comedian Limmy?
No, but I'm going to go.
You know Dave McSavage, Jesus, you'd have to know him. Who else is there? I used to love like Adam Sandler and stuff, you know, all his films.
Yeah. Like, Just Go With It is our film when we like don't want to fucking pay attention. But
but just laugh.
Gas.
Yeah.
Don't pour over me. You know, that kind.
Yeah.
Literally, whenever we pour, like Scott is pouring at and for dinner and all, one of us will say it. We're fucking
Deadly.
losers. I'm not painting a very cool picture of me and Scott.
The slipper man.
Yeah, fuck's sake.
Scott the slipper man.
Scott the
At it
slipper
again.
man. Yeah,
Quoting
fucking hell.
films.
And then, so from this point, what's next? Can we talk about
The podcast.
podcasts?
Yeah.
So you're going to be podcasting?
Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah.
podcasting with Joseph McGuckin.
Yeah.
It's called Stall It with Darren and Joe. And when there's a special guest, you can say, Stall It with Robyn.
Robyn.
Or
Oh, he said it. He
Yeah,
said
you're
it.
gonna
I'm
be on.
invited.
You're gonna be there.
Sorry, Joe.
You're
coming.
gonna be there.
I'm stalling it.
But yeah, it's out on the 21st of July. It's a Wednesday.
Okay.
And it'll be on all the stuff.
All the-
Spotify's and it's sponsored by Go Loud. Have to say that.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
they're the
Gotta
guys.
get the sponsor in.
They're the guys.
We're sponsored by Ruby's Bar and Grill today.
Ruby's Bar and Grill today. Thank you, Ruby's.
Yeah.
Love the setup.
Yeah, love the wings. What's your favourite? What if you're ordering Ruby's? What do you order?
It'd have to be the Frank's ones, the hot sauce ones.
The hot sauces.
I used to love the barbecue ones. I never really liked them, but I got
Oh.
a taste for them kind of spicy
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
And now
yeah.
I'm just like, give
So-
us a spicy yolk.
I'm a sesame wings.
Yeah, I like the barbecue, the Chipotle barbecue with sesame seeds.
Oh, I haven't had that now. But I always order pulled pork burger. Fucking
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
nice.
And the fries.
The fries,
And then I'm
the
gonna
messy fry.
these
Or what's the ones in here?
House fries or
There's
something.
ones here with they do like pepper sauce
Pepper
and
sauce.
cheese.
Yeah, it's so unreal. My stomach's actually after making a noise there.
I'm going,
I don't know if you
I
can
need
hear.
to eat something.
Yeah. But Darren, if anyone who is listening to this podcast doesn't know you and wants to
Yeah.
wants to find you,
Yeah.
where can they go?
They can go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook's nearly dead, so we won't mention
Yeah.
that. And it's just type in Darren Conway and you'll see me mush.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Darren, thanks so much for joining me on the
No
Beauty
problem.
of True podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Legend. Thank you.
brilliant.
Thanks again.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I hope you had a good laugh with me and Darren. And thank you so much to Ruby's for hosting this incredible episode, filling us full of food and drink. And don't forget that you can also avail of that food and drink with our 20% off code TRUTH20 at their website www.rubies.ie. Thank you so much for listening.